Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. So, just a bit of an intro for myself before we start. My name is Challans and I work for inspHire. So some people here today have seen some familiar faces, and obviously there's a lot of new faces as well. So just to kind of give you a background on inspHire. inspHire is a software rental management company, and we provide multiple systems for businesses to essentially manage their assets, their workflow, and obviously their employees of the business, which follows through all the way through to deliveries, collections, workshop jobs, sales orders, hire contracts, etc. So as a company, inspHire has been around now for around 20 years, and over that time we've grown to a user base of around 2,000 companies globally using inspHire, with a total of around 14,000 users using inspHire at any point in time. So it's a truly global solution, and we have a huge range of customers across a range of vertical markets in the rental industry. So today what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be taking you through a range of slides. I'm going to try and keep it as short and sweet as possible, because I don't want it to be death by PowerPoint or anything like that. So I'm going to go through a few slides. I'm going to just kind of take a seat to the side here so everyone can kind of see the screen, and we'll kind of focus on the presentation today. As Graham said earlier on, I'm going to be talking about some of the current and emerging technologies that we certainly expect to see come into the forefront within the rental industry. Okay, so with that in mind, I'm just going to kind of take a seat here so I can sit behind my laptop, and then I'll start flicking through. So to start, technically in today's marketplace there are a broad range of technologies that can benefit your business and operational processes. Certainly mobile phones, tablets, applications and other digital products certainly can all add significant benefit to your company today. The question is, what about tomorrow? With emerging technology like virtual reality and augmented reality, it won't be long before this type of technology starts to become a staple of the workplace, allowing users to visually identify a range of options and problems around the workplace, certainly within services, workshop jobs, and specifically around staff training. We certainly see augmented and virtual reality playing a large part around staff training moving forward. So it's certainly likely that, as I've said, the augmented reality, and for those of you who aren't necessarily familiar with that, virtual reality is essentially a completely digital construct which people can see, where augmented reality places digital feedback and data over live pictures that you can see through headsets, for example. So, as I've said, these will start to play a large role within the rental industry, certainly around training, and this will allow users to visualise things like road closures, impacts on traffic, and visually plan site structures and layouts. While all of these software and hardware applications certainly work well on their own, the real benefit to businesses is when all of this technology talks together. That's where the real benefit starts to come into play. So I know that I kind of touched on this very briefly in terms of one of the other members today is going to be talking about later, which is the Internet of Things. So the Internet of Things certainly will see greater integration into business critical platforms in the coming years. The Internet of Things encompasses everything which is connected to the Internet, but it's increasingly being used to define objects that talk to each other. So to put that simply, the Internet of Things really is made up of devices and applications, from simple sensors and smartphones through to VR devices, all the way through to telematic feedback, through equipment and devices that are all connected together, and they are sharing data effortlessly between them all. And that's certainly where we see things moving forward. So software and hardware sharing data certainly can be seen prevalently at a consumer level. Homes, for example, are now often fitted with a wide range of digital devices that can all communicate back to the user specific information. So, for example, kind of CCTV images, energy readouts, lighting control, all of this which can help a consumer individual budget and make savings. This is certainly the approach that we expect businesses to move forward into. Businesses certainly now beginning to adopt this in the rental industry, so no longer are they tied into logging into multiple systems, they're going into a single system, and all that data can be accessed from a single platform. In the future, we certainly see, for example, that it should be possible for assets like traffic lights to automatically create workshop and service jobs in applications like inspHire, based on things like battery level readouts, for example. These jobs would then automatically be scheduled into employee calendars and through to apps like MyMobileWorkers using advanced API integrations and artificial intelligence, which I know Graham touched on previously. So it certainly is an exciting time to see how all of this information can pull through together. In addition, the responsibility for fault diagnosis may also be stripped away from the user altogether, with full fault diagnosis being provided by the asset itself based on intelligent AI feedback from telematic devices and sensor readout, obviously if the asset does come with that. And all of that information again will feed back into your main system and again get distributed out to devices among your employees. So increasingly, companies look to bring together multiple data feeds into a single application for a single version of the truth. So purpose-built applications such as JobWatch, MyMobileWorkers, routing systems and field management applications can all be seamlessly integrated into a platform like inspHire using purpose-built APIs and moving forward AI integrations as well. So, looking into the future, it will certainly be possible to adopt emerging artificial intelligence technologies to instantly analyse this data, which will allow the system to automatically create and make business-critical decisions, which will instantly benefit your company, taking away that human element and allowing the company to be reactive rather than being, allowing them to be proactive rather than reactive. So adopting this future methodology will certainly allow businesses to report more effectively, further refine their processes and provide much better customer experience, and ultimately allow the business to either make or save more money. So throughout the hire industry, digital platforms are certainly gaining huge amounts of traction, not only because it's what the company needs, but it's also fast becoming what the client expects. So the common platforms that we are seeing being utilised across the rental industry and construction industry as a whole are certain things like mobile applications such as Android and Apple, as well as web-based applications which can be accessed on any platform, on any device. As well as things like customer web portals, allowing your clients to instantly log into a portal and instantaneously have access to things like job reports, job cards, any sort of data that is provided within the system. So again, it completely takes away the paper element. Invoices, for example, can even be viewed directly in the portal rather than you having to go through emailing invoices out every month. So there's a huge range of areas that this type of technology can currently and in the future be applied. So, in addition to implementing the above systems, artificial intelligence will be used to automate areas of the business which will no longer require physical employees to a degree. So this will go a long way to reducing some of the largest company expense, which of course is staff expenditure, as well as giving you the option at that point as well of not necessarily removing staff from the workplace, but giving you the option of retraining employees in other areas of the business to increase their skill set and overall improve staff turnover at your business. So systems that can provide this high level of integration across multiple digital platforms are known as best-of-breed solutions. So this means the system has an extensive ability to work with a vast range of third-party software and hardware companies to enable them to read and write data directly into the system. So, of course, I would be doing myself a bit of a disservice if I didn't mention that inspHire is one of these companies that can offer that type of integration today, as well as moving forward into the future as well. And we do that ourselves by using our own APIs, which are essentially a middleware product which allows third parties to talk to the main system, and all of that's backed up by our development team as well. So, to give you a kind of example of an example case of what a smart company can look like, both now and moving forward, what I want to do is take a look at two companies. So here on this slide you can see, for example, we've got two companies. We've got Business A and Business B, and both look similar, but are in fact completely different. So Business B in this example is a smart company, but what makes a smart company? Well, they're using inspHire in this example, and are using a range of connected applications and devices, like MyMobileWorkers, for example. This system allows them to collect thousands of lines of data from across the business. This data can contain all types of information, things like contract data, mobile application actions, customer requests, utilization and productivity data, and this information allows Business B to forward plan, increase utilization and make critical choices about future service and repair costs, to name just a few of the options there. This provides a much better insight and control of a range of factors that span the entire company, both now and in the coming months and years. Now, it's not just the data collected that makes a company smart, but it's the ability to process and learn from all this data and from the connected devices provide, and that's where one of the real benefits comes from. So looking at a typical day for Company B, they can monitor everything from hires, off-hires, remote engineers, deliveries, collections, tests and services, all along with customer requests through portals and connected devices, etc. Now, from all this data, what Company B is able to do is it's able to make instant, intelligent decisions about how to remedy inefficiencies within the business. So Company B can also make intelligent choices about what equipment is being used, when to service that equipment, and how the services should be carried out, looking at the engineer, schedules and locations. All of this works together because of the integrated data system that not only looks at the individuals, but the company as a whole. And this improves performance, utilization through the effective use of analysis and data. And there you can see that we've got a main system connected to things like MyMobileWorkers through devices, routing, and your chosen ERP module, as well as customer portals and field management systems. So all of this analysis can be undertaken within inspHire or read from inspHire databases by other connected applications such as Microsoft, SAP, ClickView and other third-party BI tools as well. So you've got a huge range of options there in terms of business analytics which are available to you by using systems like inspHire and MyMobileWorkers. Now, the good news is that implementing this type of technology, it doesn't have to be difficult. And you don't have to do it alone. So in the coming years, hire companies will continue to adopt new technology and allow them to adapt these processes to vastly increase the effectiveness of their business. So just to kind of conclude, obviously inspHire as well as MyMobileWorkers are solutions that will work for you and your business, either by using native inspHire technology or working in close partnership with businesses like MyMobileWorkers to deliver a solution that can really work for your business. And that kind of takes me to the end of my presentation. So thank you everyone for your time, and if you've got any questions afterwards, come and find me and I'll be happy to answer.